Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and in this video I'm going to share some information with you on a lovely little plant called Gotu Kola. Now, Gotu Kola is native to India, Southeast Asia, tropical Africa, Australia, and the Western Pacific. But you can grow this and you can cultivate this no matter where you live, because if you give it the right conditions, you can grow it as an annual in most places. Like where I live, it can be definitely grown as an annual. But if you live in places where it does grow and it likes the environment because of the temperature, then it's a perennial. And in some places, it's actually considered a weed because it's got all these vines, it spreads out, and it grows like crazy. It sends out shoots and it drops it into the soil. So you plant one little cutting off of a Gotu Kola plant and it will spread out and drop another root, spread out and drop. In fact, I have seen Gotu Kola planted from a cutting in one little pot, and around it other pots that just have the soil. And you put the one Gotu Kola in the center, and as it starts to grow and the vine creeps out and spills out onto the other pots, when it hits the soil of the other pot, it'll send down a root. And it will, pretty soon you'll have, however many pots you put out, you will have a ton of Gotu Kola growing. And I've seen this. It's really, really cool. Now, the most popular part of the plant that's used is the leaves. And this is where most of the medicinal properties live. Now, Gotu Kola is one of the herbs that I put in my BrainGlow. And I've covered the other 7 herbs in previous videos. So you can check them out on the playlist. The other plants like Schisandra berry, skullcap, ashwagandha, Bacopa monnieri, ginkgo biloba, all these plants that are so specific and beautiful for brain health, cognitive function, keeping Alzheimer's and dementia at bay. But there's a ton of other wonderful benefits to Gotu Kola that just really make it one of those herbs that needs to be on your radar. So here's some of my favorite things about the health benefits of Gotu Kola. Supports brain and memory health, often called food for the brain. And there's a saying that says 5 leaves of Gotu Kola a day keeps the doctor away. And I love that because many people who grow Gotu Kola will simply go out into their garden or wherever their pot of Gotu Kola is, because you can bring this indoor if you live in a climate where it doesn't thrive. You can bring it indoors, and if it has still the right sunlight, the right moisture in the soil, you can have Gotu Kola growing all the time. But you just go pick off a leaf or 2 and just pop it in your mouth, add it to your salads. It's a delicious, delicious culinary herb with so many vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory properties, so many beautiful things about Gotu Kola. So often called food for the brain, Gotu Kola has been shown to support cognitive function, concentration, and overall mental clarity. I love that. It encourages calm and balance. It's also an adaptogen, which adaptogenic herbs, as we know, help to bring stress under control, lower cortisol a little bit, and to really help bring the body into balance. One of my favorite things about adaptogenic herbs, which Gotu Kola is. Okay, traditionally, it was used to ease anxiety and promote a sense of centered calm without drowsiness, which is really beautiful. You want to be calm, but you don't want to just be crazy drowsy, right? And then here's one of my also favorite things about it is it promotes skin healing. You can make a poultice, you can infuse it into an oil and put it into skin products and skin salves. This was actually one of the funnest things that I've ever done is making my own skin salves. And we have a beautiful lineup of salves. Gotu Kola is not one of the herbs that's infused into an oil that we use, but every single time I do a tiny bit more research to bring one of these videos to you, I always think, why don't I have this in a salve? Why don't I have this in a single as a capsule? I see some expansion coming into my line in the future because there's some things like ashwagandha that I really think needs to be in our line, and moringa. And now Gotu Kola just feels like it just needs to be as a single as part of our line. But it is really a beautiful addition to the BrainGlow because of how it plays well with the other cognitive supportive herbs. Okay, so here's what I love about it for skin. It promotes skin healing. It's a favorite in natural skincare for helping wounds, scars, and skin renewal, thanks to compounds that encourage collagen formation. So think about that. Gotu Kola has these beautiful natural compounds that encourage collagen. And collagen is supportive for skin health, your hair, your nails, and our skin is our largest organ. It covers our whole body. It's a really, really important thing to pay attention to and take care of. Now, another thing I love about Gotu Kola is that it improves circulation, okay? Known to support healthy veins and reduce swelling. Okay, so this is something that I really love about, and the knowledge that I'm taking Gotu Kola every day because of my BrainGlow, and it makes me want to add it in as a single, or at least start drinking it as a tea, and maybe growing it as in a pot, so I can munch on the leaves. Like I said, just researching this made me want to grow a pot of Gotu Kola, which I'm probably going to. It's known to support healthy veins and reduce swelling. Gotu Kola is sometimes used for varicose veins and general vascular support. So what I would say is if you have an issue with veins, this would be something to really look into. Now, as usual, please do your own due diligence because the information I share with you is not meant to be medical advice. This is just meant to entertain you, educate you, and pique your interest in some of these herbs that have been used for thousands of years and are so well known to human beings, and modern science is finally catching up. And we also have the nuances now of all the prescription drugs, all the toxic food, all the things that we put into our bodies and we're exposed to that could even interact with powerful herbal medicine, even though the herbs are natural and they're meant for us to consume. So from my perspective, it's always a good idea to know what your body's doing, know what you're consuming, check in with your doctor, find a good functional medicine doctor or a naturopath, someone that can guide you, especially if you've got some health issues you're dealing with or you're on some prescription medications, okay? Always a smart idea. And then they contain tons of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. And these always help reduce oxidative stress, protect your tissues, and basically just supports long-term wellness, okay? Really, really awesome. Now, I found some really cool things. Just a couple things I want to share with you. These are ancient plants that have helped humans get to a point where now we have all the modern stuff that helps us have longevity, sometimes to our detriment because life is too cushy, life is too soft. We have access to food that we don't have to really work for it. We can go pick up something off the shelf and it's full of chemicals and preservatives. And, we really need to think about getting back to what Mother Nature provides for us and ease ourselves away from all the processed foods and all the stuff like that we are addicted to. So sometimes it can be a slow process for people, but for some people, it can be like flipping on a switch, like just turning on a light switch. Oh, I need to change this and I need to change this. And I'm doing it overnight because this is possible. Our body knows how to heal and be well when it gets the right tools. Okay, so these are some really, really fun things that I found. There's an old practice and an old manual with 7 tiny meditations. And these all represent one for each vein, the vein in the leaf of a Gotu Kola. So number 1 is breath like water. So these are 7 tiny meditations. Breath like water. Tongue sweet as green, eyes steady on the rim, ears open to insects, skin cool as shade, bones light as reeds, heart round as the leaf. What this says that this mantra used to do is complete all 7 before sunrise and then drink the Gotu Kola leaf tea in silence. And the promise is this is like, I love these things from ancient texts. The promise is, thoughts fall into place like pawn coins. So if you look at a beautiful Gotu Kola leaf, it looks like a lily pad. A little bit different, but it is a water-loving plant. And it likes to have moist soil, not super soggy soil. It likes moisture and likes warmth. And it's a beautiful little plant. Okay, and then I found this. This is called the Map of Tiny Lightning. Herbal alchemists called the silvery veins of a Gotu Kola leaf tiny lightning. Like I said, if you look at it, there's the veins that go on the leaf. So beautiful. They believed that each vein remembered a path through the body. The ritual is this. Place a leaf on the wrist, trace each vein with a fingertip, and imagined the body's roads brightening. Okay, travelers swore it steadied them on long journeys. I love some of these things. I love these so much. It's just kind of like, these are the things that just settle in my soul and my heart, and kind of gives me shivers when I read them, because I know they feel like truth. And then this final one. This is called the 2 cups parable. A healer sets 2 cups, one of leaf tea, one of plain water. To the anxious, she says, sip the herb when thoughts race. Sip the water when they hide. Wisdom is knowing which cup is needed and when both are the same. Okay? Ooh, that actually gave me just a little shiver right up my spine to the back of my head. So I want to say this again. A healer sets 2 cups, one of leaf tea, one of plain water. And this is talking about Gotu Kola. To the anxious, she says, sip the herb when thoughts race. Sip the water when they hide. Wisdom is knowing which cup is needed and when both are the same. Now, to me, that's just such beautiful, simple wisdom. So what I would say is this. I would love to know what you think about Gotu Kola. This is a herb that you are either super familiar with, especially if you've loved plants and herbal medicine, if you've been interested in brain health, cognitive function, skin health. This is probably something you're very familiar with. It's an herb that's out there. You go into any health food store and you will see it sitting on the shelf. Gotu Kola. Gotu Kola. You know, it's something I've seen and known about for many, many years. But I did not actually add it into my supplement routine until I put it into the BrainGlow. And we do have BrainGlow not just in capsule form, but in very, very popular tincture form and reduced alcohol, because the herbs that are in it are safe for kids as well. Again, this is not medical advice. This is my own opinion. But I would love to know what you think about Gotu Kola and how familiar you are with it. Do you love it as much as I do? Have you never heard of it? And do you grow it? You know, this is something, like I said, this is going to be, I'm going to do the experiment with the pots. I'm going to put 1 pot in the center with a cutting, and then I'm going to put 5 pots around it with just soil. And I'm going to do this in the spring of this next coming year. I'm going to see what happens. And I'll probably make a little video to share with you. So thanks for tuning in today, guys, and we will see you in the next one.